straight after ever. So, all right, okay.
Have
Hi
you
guys, we're
never?
live. No, I've never done one
Hey,
straight
man.
after. Okay, okay. So this isn't live match reaction from the game, or I've got Iggy again with me. Okay, so what do you think of the game? Maybe you got it right instead of me this time.
Mate, I said to you all along, man,
Yeah.
I felt that we could get a result. I felt that we could get a result today. And albeit it wasn't quite the result
We all wanted. We all wanted.
that we wanted, man. But you know
Yeah.
what? The boys, you got to give it to them, man. The boys did what they could. They carried out Conte's plan. It's just a shame that we wasn't able to right in the end, especially we had a couple of situations where we should have been more dangerous and probably should have punished them because
Mm.
they really put a lot of men forwards. And um and I felt towards the end of the game we had a couple of situations where with a little bit more cute and a little bit more quality, which is something that we know that we lack in our
Yeah.
squad. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
look at the changes they made compared to ours. And I mean,
Yeah.
those are the situations. I just felt like, oh man, you wish you had a Kulizeski coming on in that
I know.
situation where
I thought he was
it
our
just
best player today. You know, like could have said
Kula was
him,
quality, man.
him and Emerson. I mean, we're
Yeah,
gonna
they were
talk
good
about
on that.
Emerson now,
And
but
I can't believe we're saying this, but they
Wait,
were good on that side. Oh, Ben Davis. And
yeah.
come on now, man. Like we was good. Listen, it's our left side. We wasn't, especially
Nah,
Sessignon. I felt
nah.
Son done all he could. I just felt like he needed like the same sort of backing that Emerson and
Mm.
gave
He had a bit more cover down
Kulusevski.
there, didn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I just felt that if we had a little bit more support on Son's side, we could have really got to them towards the end. I'm telling you, we had so many situations.
Oh my God, that
Just a
Hoiberg
little bit
chance.
more, a little bit
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
Yeah, because you had Hoiberg and Bergwijn there, and you're just thinking
Mm.
somebody take ownership and just take a gamble, and it just didn't quite happen. And it's a shame because I think a win at Anfield tonight, wow.
Mm.
But you know what? It's sometimes you look at the draw and you're thinking, okay, a draw is not,
The
but
worst.
you got
Yeah.
to look at the performance to get that
Mm.
draw, and they got in the end, man. They got lucky with their goal, man. Because let's be
Mm.
honest, I don't remember Lloris having that much
No,
to do. To be
no.
fair, and
Like it
I
was a
had
very cagey game. I felt like, in the sense that it was seemed very even, but neither team was really creating anything really clear cut.
we
But
frustrated
we,
them
but we, I
as
think we had more chance, like not more chances, but I think we had better chances than them. I mean,
yeah. But
especially with the
listen, we
Hoiberg
had
one at the
we
end.
we had the Bentancur at the beginning after 6 7 minutes. Remember with his tame
Yeah,
shot, he should have laced
Hoiberg
it.
hit the post.
Hoiberg hit the post. All right, they responded with Van Dijk's header from the corner,
Mm,
which was probably the only decent corner that I saw the whole game. All the
mm.
corners did not beat the first man. And do you know what I mean? You had and then obviously when they got their goal, you're just thinking, okay, 15 minutes could be it's gonna be devastation now coming like it's coming our way. But then the more they kept going forward, the more things opened up, and you just think to yourself, this is where we lack the depth. You can see it in his
Mm,
games because I'm
yeah.
telling you, Conte would have brought the right players on, and we would have punished them. We would have punished them, and this is why now I hope it's opened up the
Mr. Levy's
mind,
eyes.
Levy's eyes to say, do you know what? If we can back him this summer, mate, we got the manager in there because we listen. Let's have it right. The old Spurs would have rolled over tonight.
Mm.
We would have rolled over. Within 20 minutes, the game would have been done and dusted. But it just goes to show that we now got the character to go to these grounds and be patient and know that we're going to have a situation where they're going to have the ball more than us and situations like
I
that.
felt like he had some sort of plan where he wanted them to come at us more, and then he knew because we scored as well that they would bring on Jota, and he went with four up front, and it kind of
Unbelievable.
gave us more of a chance on the break to hit him, and also we had that
Yeah.
Hoiberg chance at the end. But he sort of played a game with them in the sense that, come at us more,
Yeah.
and we'll hit you.
Yeah. It was like we hit you.
Basically,
It's
that's
just
what
a
it was.
shame, like I said, we didn't
Yeah,
have a situation where we could have brought players on to the standard of this players that we have starting.
that
This is
Son.
why I was saying to you, like, but I was saying, do
Yeah,
we keep Kulizeski in
as a sub.
as a sub, and then
Mm.
but then how could you given you look at the performance that he put in,
He was brilliant
mate, a
today.
21-year-old to
Yeah.
go to Anfield and
Mm.
perform the way he did, man, is quality.
Do
The
you
guy
feel
is a
like
proper player.
the comparisons with him and Diaz are like fair? Because I know Diaz scored, right? But in the
Different
sense that they
players.
seem like they're different sorts of players.
Different players, man.
Yeah.
Diaz essentially, Diaz is essentially like characteristics is probably more closer to Son than he
Yeah.
is
Then.
Kulusevski. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? He
Yeah.
plays on the left side. He has those same
I felt
characteristics. He's
that
got the
too.
eye for goal. You know, he's got good. He's a really good player, man. It's undeniable. And so yeah, I don't see the likeness to Kulusevski, but different players, man. Kulu's a winger with the number 10 streak about him, where he's got the ball, he's got the assist in him. He always makes the right decisions in the right moments. So listen, I'm just reading Scott's comment. Listen, Scott, all we can hope for is to say that Conte needs to be backed. That is the point. If Conte needs to be backed,
True insanity.
yeah. Listen, maybe it is true insanity, but I'm just thinking like. Scott, you have to say, man, the old Tottenham would have just rolled over, and that's the bottom line. There, we went there with personality. We went there being patient. We went there knowing that we weren't going to get a lot of the ball, and that means that we had to work really well off the ball for the majority of the game. And then we did get in possession, so try and be brave, like Conte said in the press conference, that we will try and be brave and we were, to be honest with you, in attacking situations. We wasn't brilliant in finalizing what we created because that's just like you need the killer instinct there, don't you? And unfortunately, in a couple of situations, we didn't really make the most of it. But it just goes to show that we as fans could look at that thinking, mate, if we had somebody off the bench that could have come on the level of the three that we had up front. Scott, I'm glad, and I know Scott because I read his comments. I know he's not the most optimistic of in that sense, or maybe you call him a realist, or as Stelios would say, just honest, plain honest, not denying any of that. But if someone like Scott can say Conte needs to be backed, no excuses not to, because he knows that the manager we have is the right man, right character for this club right now. He went with this Tottenham team with a straight back. He stood up to the best team in the world right now with a straight back and said, "Bring it. We will do. We got our game plan. We will hold on. We ain't gonna lose our heads. We're here against your crowd on a Saturday night under the lights, which was said it's mad. You see as soon as they scored, we all thought the worst because you're thinking to yourself, mate, last 15 minutes, I'm like this is going to be an onslaught now. Do we have the personality to stand up to this? We did, and we risked going on to win the game. So you can't ask for more than that with these boys. You can't.
I think with what Conte's got, he's done as best he could. That's what I think, at least. He can't do any more with what he's got.
Just, it just goes to show, man, that sometimes it's just a mentality thing. Like, otherwise, you can't go to Anfield, put a performance like this, and then before 2 weeks ago, we had a performance against Brighton at home where it was just jaded, and then followed it with a Brentford, and then we go to Anfield and do this. It just goes to show that it's the mentality. It's getting it. Yeah, it's a bit more when we need to like less of that roller coaster stuff and be a little bit more consistent in how we approach games and how we get at them, because we've had a full week in those games to prepare. So this wouldn't have been any different to that. Here we just knew that we was playing. Sometimes how you play the derby, you play the Liverpool, and you think that they set themselves up. You don't need. Fully well that if you're not on it, you're going to get touched. And in this case, it wasn't. Do you know what?
He was brilliant today, though.
Good today, man. Emerson was good today, man.
Yeah.
So it wasn't royal chicken today, man. Today he was
royal chicken.
He proper. He stood up. He stood up, and he was counted today. You can't. Sessegnon on the other side was probably the more disappointing player. He's just, you know what it is, mate. He just lacks the confidence.
I think that's what it is with him.
It's all confidence, and I don't get it.
It's a bit weird because today, unlike other games, I saw him actually trying to take on the fullback.
He set up
a bit strange, but then he still looked. But he's still not confident.
I know, but it's just.
It's like, mate, you're doing it. Man. Like you're doing it.
He's got the
and you're still not
talent.
confident.
He's got the talent. It's. I think it's a character thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
And sometimes, you know what I notice about him. I don't know if you know.
yeah,
You know when he's running, he
yeah.
doesn't quite go full out. He's
Mm,
always holding a little bit back. He doesn't full steam like goes to sprint
mm.
to get that. I don't know, man. I don't know if we've got the time
To
or
wait
the
for him,
patience
yeah,
to wait
yeah.
for him. I think there's something there. I think we all see that there's something there, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I think we need some. We need someone that's ready now. You know. And in the end, we had to put Davis out there, and he showed more like quite a bit more energy going forward, man.
It's on the comments. Darius better than that.
Do you know what?
He had a good game though
On
today.
today's
Yeah,
performances, Drew, on today's performances, I don't think you could tell the differences.
yeah.
If you was a neutral and you didn't know anything about football, or you knew very little about football, and you didn't know the two teams in display, you wouldn't pick out Van Dijk if you put him alongside Dyer today. It's one of them ones where, okay, someone says on that performance, who was the centre back that's one of the best in the world? And you think it's yourself on that, we would have had trouble picking who the right one was, because listen, we played really well, man. Defensively, we were sound. We just in that final third towards the end when everything started to open up, I think to myself, you know what? Let's go and nick this. Let's go and nick this, because they were
I was
leaving
hoping as
gaps.
well. I was
We was
hoping
all
so much.
hoping. We needed a
Yeah,
moment, and the
yeah.
moment was there. I knew that we would get a
The
chance.
Hoiberg. Like, yeah.
It's just this, yeah. It's just, but there was a
You know
couple of
what?
situations when there was another one where Son plays the ball to
Oh yeah,
Davis,
Bergwijn.
and
Yeah.
Davis is looking. It was Kane. Kane plays it to Son.
Oh, is it when
Son
they?
runs with it,
Yeah.
yeah, and then Davis absolutely skied it over the bar, and you're just thinking a better ball into him, he would have put it across. But because Son overplayed it, overcooked it, like Glenn
Mm,
Hoddle said, he overcooked it, put it in front of him, and then Davis had to go for the shot because it was too late. He couldn't get the ball across.
I know that was another
Just a
one.
bit more quality
Yeah.
in that final third. That's all we was missing
I
today.
think, like, in terms of just thinking about with Sessegnon, because Reguilon's probably on his way out. That's what everyone keeps saying anyway. I think Cess will probably be here next year, whether we like it or not.
I don't mind him as backup, but no more than that.
But he's not a starter. No way.
Nah, we need more. We need someone. We need someone. Listen, did you see Cucurella today? I know Man United
Yeah.
were rubbish.
Mm.
Listen, I'm gonna take that,
Mm.
but Cucurella was always going forward, and the quality that he was providing was good. I'm not saying Cucurella is the one. I'm
Mm.
just saying we need someone who's confident
Like
in his
that.
ability, put those balls in the boxes, which he was doing really well. And in the end, when it came down to taking a shot on goal, he took one and smacked one top corner. And you're like, you know what? That's the kind of player that you need. That kind of win back that you need is someone that is confident in his ability, confidence in taking a shot on when he needs to, putting the balls in the box in the final third with quality. He did that today.
I thought it was
Unfortunately,
both of them.
apart from
Yeah.
the ball they put into Son,
Yeah.
did little else, man. Just didn't show enough for me.
I think today with Emerson compared to Cess, Emerson, I felt like he fought more compared
Emerson
to
fought
previous
like a
games.
defender today. Today
Yeah,
he
he,
was
he
more
fought and
focused.
fought and fought. And also, I think, I know his crosses weren't the best. They were better than his normal standard,
Listen,
I
going
thought.
forward, he
Like,
still leaves. Listen, going
yeah,
forward, he still leaves
yeah,
a lot to be desired. He's
yeah.
always, if rather than put the cross in, if you see what he did there, he was always
No, I know.
passing it backwards,
Yeah.
hoping that Romero will put the cross in, or one of the midfielders like
Mm,
Højbjerg will put a cross in. He always looked to put it back to then put it across. He would never actually get the whip in himself. But
mm,
defensively, he was very sound. Although, look, when you're playing quite low block and you're playing as a 5,
mm.
Romero was never. It was never in a situation where he had to come over and cover for him because he was never that far up. So we know that
I don't like Kane.
defensively he was a lot
Mm.
more sound. Kane, listen, to be honest, Drew, Kane, he was
I
alone,
didn't think
man.
it was that bad. But at the
When he
same
had
time,
the support,
yeah.
when he had the support, no problem, no problem.
Big up. Hey.
When Kane got the support, he did link up the
Yeah.
ball well, and we actually attacked. A lot of our attacks came through his feet, but on a lot of the time he was surrounded, left alone for long
But I think we
periods of time.
relied more on Son as an outlet than anyone else. Because Kulusevski even was dropping deeper, I realised, in the game.
Yeah,
Because he's had to cover, obviously, Emerson's side.
yeah,
And Son
yeah.
was sort of
Listen, we
like
was
the
playing
outball.
5-4-1. 1, man. So it
Yeah.
meant that
Kane was
that
even
Kane had
playing.
to really not
Yeah.
only get the ball into him well, and he had to try and get Kanote and Van Dijk off his back, to then release the ball and play.
Mm.
Listen, he did what he could. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't like amazing and stuff like that. But
I don't know. I'm a
it
bit iffy about Jed
it
Spence. Sorry.
would just you don't know until you get these
Yeah.
boys in. You don't know what you're gonna get, mate.
He's from
I
the
don't know.
Championship. That's the only thing
Yeah,
I'm
it's
saying.
quite a bit of a
Yeah.
jump for him.
Yeah.
It was quite a bit of a jump. I would like to see him, perhaps get him and maybe get him out on loan to a Premier League team to see how he gets on.
Mm.
And to get him in, and you're banking on him. Do you know what I mean? To do well, he may well do really well, but
Mm.
it's a gamble.
Kind of like Cole Walker. You know, when we signed Cole Walker, I think we loaned
Yeah,
him a couple times,
yeah.
and then he came back and he was.
We did it with Kane. We did it with the best players. We did it with
Mm.
Skip. Skip came back a different player after he came back from Norwich. So maybe a case in investing in him and sending him out
Mm.
on loan to a Premier League team. I'm not saying bottom where he has to struggle for
Yeah.
relegation, but maybe just above that, like a Palace of the situation or something
What
like
do you
that.
think of Romero today and Bentancur? Because Romero, I thought was a bit rash, especially in the
Listen,
first half.
mate. You know what it is? Has it's nerves. It's nerves. A lot of the time was nerves.
Yeah.
He was. He put in a couple of challenges, or like the one on
I
Henderson
was
was
like,
borderline. There was kind of borderline on that one,
mm,
and then a couple of situations where he tried to pass from the back and got intercepted a couple of times. But
yeah.
then Lloris did it with a throw, man, where he
Oh,
got
God, they throw to
intercepted by
Salah.
Salah. So
Yeah.
you're like, mate, that's just got to
Can't-
be. You have to put it
yeah.
down to nerves, and you're thinking
Yeah.
it's a tough for a lot of these players. I know Lloris is not one of them, but for a lot of these players, it's their first time at Anfield. Romero, I
Mm.
think that's his first visit there, isn't he, as a
Yeah.
player? So
Emerson, I'm sure, as well.
Emerson's also a lot of these players that we are seeing for the first time in venues like that. So you know what? Maybe the next time around will be different. But yeah, Liz, I think Romero, apart from those couple of situations, I thought he defended quite well. There's a couple of crosses that came in the box, and he was flying out there with headers
I knew
and
someone would say
blocks.
this.
And we will get
I knew
top
someone would
four,
ask me to get
mate.
top four.
It's going to go to the wire, Drew.
Yeah.
The North London derby now is we must win. We must win. We hope we can only hope that they drop points tomorrow, and then we can if they can drop points. What is it now? With 1 point, aren't we? Even if they can get
Yeah.
even if
Even
they
a
can get
draw's all right for us.
yeah, even if they can drop, that's what I'm saying. Drop
Yeah.
points, loss or a draw, even a draw, and then if we manage to beat them in a North London derby, that
Then
puts
it's in
us
our
in the
hands
driving
again.
seat.
Yeah.
It's in
It's
our
in our
hands
hands.
again, and then But I
Yeah.
feel that between this game and Newcastle, if they don't drop points in those two
That's it.
games,
Yeah.
I think it's done by that point. But
Mm.
it, psychologically, winning that North London derby is going to be massive for
Mm.
either team. Um,
I think
so
we'll win it personally, but
yeah, but
yeah.
I think if they can drop some points tomorrow, if they don't, then it's still what is it? What would it still be? Them 2 points clear? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll still leave them because yeah,
Oh no,
they
because
win
they'll
tomorrow.
be right. Let me check the
They'll be
table.
4 points clear. Sorry, my bad. 4 points clear.
And then we play them, and it would be 1 point again
Be
if we
down to
won.
one. So and then it doesn't
But
nothing
they
happen.
have a game in hand, right?
Yeah, yeah. They got
So wait,
leads. They
so
got.
we got 62. Played a game more. Of course, they win tomorrow. They're 4 points. Yeah, it's 4 points.
They need to drop points between now and Newcastle, otherwise
We
it's
just need to
done.
hope they drop points tomorrow.
Yeah, and we've got to obviously beat Burnley, and then we'll see after
Every
that
other team.
what they've done. Yeah, I think
Tim,
last game of the season. I don't know if it goes that.
Tim
If it will
Krul.
go, I don't think it'll go to the last game of the season. It
You don't
could,
think so?
but I think us would be. I think with North London derby and the Burnley game, if nothing changes there, I don't see them dropping points against Everton last game of the season
No,
because Everton by that point will probably be safe, so it'll be like a day out for them. Everyone will be on holiday by that point. So, and I think Arsenal have always got a good record against Everton at home. With us, I think it's going to be something's got to happen tomorrow. Hopefully, it does. If it does, then it sets it up really nicely for the North London derby.
Do you see
and
Leeds
then,
actually getting anything tomorrow?
like I said, man, like today, we one can only hope that I always felt like I think they could under Bielsa. No, the way they were playing, no. But this guy's has got a point to prove. This American coach has come
I
in
mean,
and
everyone keeps taking the mick out of him, saying he's like Ted Lasso. I mean, that's probably not true because
well,
I
do
don't know
you know
anything
what?
about
He's
him.
improved them,
But
man. He's
yeah,
improved them. He's
but
definitely
he's
made
just
them a
done
bit more
something right.
stable.
He must have done
He's made them
something
a bit
right.
more stable. He's got them the
Yeah.
points that they needed. I hope so, man. I hope they can
Mm.
get a draw, man. It'll be really good. If they can get a draw, that'll keep it down to 2, and that allows us to really go for the Jaguars at home. I think we gotta play it all for that derby and
I mean,
try and
let's say they don't drop points tomorrow. If we win the derby, do you see it changing at all? As in because the
then it's all
psychologically, maybe the
psychologically, yes,
momentum
it goes down to it will go down from 4 points, it'll go
to
down to 1,
Newcastle.
wouldn't it? And then Newcastle have to get something in that game. I feel like that's gonna
That's
be
the
the
last
one.
chance.
That's
Yeah,
the last chance to learn. If they get past that, it's for me it's done, man.
yeah.
For me it's done because then it's.
Last
But
game.
one game at a time, man. One game at a
Mm.
time. We listen. Everyone thought we was gonna get tonked today. Everyone was
Yeah,
going 3. You saw the result: 3-0,
yeah.
4-0, 4-1, 5-0. It didn't. Football's not like that, man. Football's not like that. It never has been. It never will be, man. Always got a chance. It's just how you set up, how you go there, mindset is, and you gotta ride this. You gotta be able to ride the storm, ride the pressure, because sometimes it's an onslaught, and you gotta accept it. When you go to Man City, when you go to Chelsea, when you go to these Liverpool, you got to expect it. So with a bit more fortune, we could have won it today. But
Mm.
sometimes, you know what? How many people would have taken a draw today?
Thing is, on face value, like you'd imagine us would be ecstatic for a draw at Anfield, but because of the situation where we're in, it's like I'm like,
Because we realised, towards the end we could have
yeah,
gone and won it. That's why
yeah.
everyone's right now is visualising that Højbjerg chance
We
or
should have
that
just,
situation. He should have
yeah,
done more with it, or
yeah,
maybe he should have let Bergwijn get that, and he should have just stood off,
and
waiting
smash,
for a cutback.
yeah.
Because you see someone like that, you think to yourself, you know what, my man's behind me here, so
To
I'm going
leap,
to leave
yeah,
it to him, and I'm just going to peel off, and I'll give even if he doesn't give it to me, I'm going to give the defender something to think about. So he's got to come to me, and that can
and
set
then
up.
space, yeah,
Yeah, Bergwijn can then finish it himself, and it opens up a different. But because you had 2 players in that situation, the defender didn't have to do anything but just
mm.
stand there. So I just think sometimes a little bit more brain. But then again, you can look at it. Tiredness kicks in. It's the
Yeah. I mean, my
95th
head was in my
minute.
hands with the Højbjerg. I was literally on the floor when we had the chance because I was praying. I was like, he's gonna score,
Mate, it's that,
and
by
it's
that,
like
by that point,
I was
mate,
like,
the thing is, how sometimes it's easier for us to look
it's
at the
like,
TV and say, you know what? But it was the 95th minute. These guys have
yeah,
been running for a lot. So sometimes
yeah.
the clarity of thought isn't always there.
They just
So,
rush into like try and do
yeah, and
something.
it's a split
Yeah,
second moment. So, yeah,
but
it
then
is what it is.
do you think like for me the past maybe 5 games, 6 games? Because I know Højbjerg went through a lot of criticism at some point in
He's
the
been really
season,
good, man. He's been brilliant.
but he's been really good the past 5 games.
He's been really good. Him, Benny. I
Yeah.
thought Benny, like even today, man, I thought he was good as well. Um, he's Benny had those couple of games against Brentford and Brighton before then, where he was obviously playing with a knock. But since then, he's been like Leicester. I saw him back to his normal best, and I thought even
Mm.
today, I know he didn't get a lot of possibilities to shine, but I thought he was really good in situation. Defensively, he was sound, man. He played his match. Um, listen, performance, we was there, man. We was there. We just now need to do something to make
Yeah,
up, because we still have to make up for those points dropped against
yeah.
Brighton. And the only
Wolves
way we could
and
have the only way we
yeah,
could have like swiped the slate clean was with either
3 points.
winning tonight or Arsenal dropping points. The only way we have to find ourselves ahead, I think,
Yeah,
or at least level on points after the North London derby. I feel
I
that's how I
think
feel, man.
we just need. I think they either drop points tomorrow in some miraculous way, like a 2-2 draw or something, or Newcastle beat them at St James's Park. And
Mm.
obviously, we have to win the derby on the rest of the games,
Yeah,
of
otherwise
course.
nothing
Otherwise, it
matters.
doesn't mean anything anyway. But I'm saying that's the only 2 games I see them dropping because Everton at home, I just don't see it either.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I
Ashraf is
know.
right. It's just
Yeah,
typical because out of
Tottenham.
all, it's just we had so many bodies there that were ready to take that hit, and there were so many
Mm.
blocks. Romero, the Ben Davis one was sublime on Salah,
Oh
and
God, yeah, that one as well.
that one
Yeah,
was just amazing. And no, you know what? He got man of the match, so
you can't complain.
fair, unbelievable. And it just goes to show, guys, that sometimes you do need to ride your luck because I think if we had um, kept a clean sheet for another 5 minutes going into the last 10, they really would have had to have come out with a lot more men
Mm.
forward. And that at 1-0, that would have been for us. It would have been fantastic for us to then go and pick them off and go and get the second. It's just a shame. It's just a shame
Because
that
that 1-0, I was screaming at the TV, score another goal because I could see
yeah,
Liverpool scoring. I mean, I told you, I messaged you this morning. And I was like
yeah,
2-1 because I woke up with that feeling. I was like, we
close,
might nick
close.
it, we might nick it. And then I was like, just score another goal because I could see Liverpool scoring because they
Mate,
just
but
put so much
when you
pressure
think
on us.
Lloris, when
Yeah,
you think although they had a lot of the ball, a lot of, they were really like edge of the box, and I don't remember Lloris having that much to do, man,
no,
save wise.
it's just the pressure.
Yeah, the
As
pressure. You're
as my dad would
constantly.
say, it was cooking.
It
The
was
goal
yeah,
was
it was
cooking.
cooking. The goal was
It was
cooking, but then you just think to yourself, you want something better than that one there. Just so
I know
unfortunate that
it's so Tottenham
it's
though,
got to be.
in a sense.
Yeah, man, that's how it goes. And then the guy, like I said, the other end. It is what it is, man. We have to take that on board, innit? We take it and we move on. That's all we can
Mm,
do. And we regardless of what happened tonight, we still would need Arsenal to drop points.
mm,
So we'll see. Over to them. Over to them. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
mm. I don't know, man. I'm still quite worried about the game. I mean, it's
There's no need
like
to worry, man. There's three
yeah.
more games. There's three more games for plenty of. I think there's another twist in it. I think there
So you
really
do
is
think?
another twist.
Okay.
I
So I
do
was
think
gonna
there's another
say,
twist.
do you see another twist? Because
Yeah, I do.
okay.
I just don't know how we gonna I don't know
If
which
we're
way.
gonna take
I can't
advantage,
call it how it's gonna go, man.
yeah, yeah.
I just don't see this is not a plain sailing road to the final game of the season. I think there's another twist in between their game against Leeds and Newcastle and our game between obviously the derby in between that.
Mm,
I think there's another twist. I do see it. But like I said, I think if after the Newcastle game they're still ahead, by 2 points, then no. But I don't see that being that way before then. I see something happening.
So
North London.
obviously, you mentioned Conte earlier. Do you see him staying regardless if we finish fourth or fifth?
I think it's evident after tonight for me that we got to back the guy because I think he's the
As in, no,
right
I'm saying, do
man.
you see? We also, of course, have to back him. Do you see him staying or do you see him walking?
He's waiting for Levy's cards to come on show this summer.
Mm,
Someone's got. They're playing poker right now. He's played half a season at Spurs now. He's been
mm,
half a season. He's got an 18-month contract, so he's only got another season. So he will commit to a future at Spurs, providing he gets the backing that he wants. I think that's the agreement, right? You're thinking, okay, you play your hand. Now it's over to Levy. He plays his hand this summer and really starts making a dent. We spoke about this the other day, Has he needs to make
yeah.
a dent and say maybe we need 6, 7, 8 players, 10, 11 players.
And he said
Right.
6 to 8, didn't he?
Show me. Like I think 3, 4 quality ready-made players now could make a huge difference to this team. Like we're not talking players for the future, players now, ready now that can like the Luis Diaz of the situation when he comes into the team makes an impact straight away. Same way we've had Benny that's come over, Kulu that's come over, um, Romero. They've made an impact to our side. We need 2, 3 more like that. And then you start seeing things a lot differently than what you currently are now. So I'm not saying that we only 3 or 4 I need. I think we need to start with that. And say, look,
Mm,
man, you can't, I think assembling it, we said this in it the other day, assembling a 10, 9, 10, 11 players is going to be difficult for any manager. So, they've got to, it'll be too many. I think if we can get a good number in, though, this summer, ship the players that we don't need so we can gain some money off them, even if you have to get rid of them Dombele at cheap price, and same with Delhi and so forth. and then invest in the players that we do need, then Conte could look around and say, you know what? All right, man, he's showing signs. He wants to back me. Okay, put me down for a 3-year contract.
The way you said that was like, put me down.
Yeah, put me
So
down. I
do you
mean,
think?
because if you get backed, if you feel
Yeah,
like you got a backing, you would commit your
yeah.
future. Otherwise, you think to yourself, well, what am I committing to? Top
Mm,
4 race. I'm not
yeah.
committing to this. I'm used to winning titles. I'm used to challenging for honours. Why would I sign for Tottenham? What does Tottenham owe me, and what do I owe Tottenham to be here fighting top 4? He's not a fan. He's not. He wasn't born and raised in North London. It doesn't owe
Mm,
you anything. There will be other clubs out there all over Europe right now. Will be like, do you know what? Let's keep an eye on that situation because he
yeah,
might
I
be the
know.
guy that we need. If someone hasn't won a title for a long time, Conte would be the man to go and bring in that title. People say, well, he doesn't go and win in Europe. Why are we talking about Spurs winning in Europe? Let's start
You
winning
can't
something
even
at
win
home.
in a
Yeah,
domestic
exactly.
trophy.
Let's focus on
Yeah.
domestic stuff, and then once that, then we start looking elsewhere. Right now, let's focus domestic because we shouldn't look too far away. We should look at home and think we should be going for the FA Cups, Carabao Cups. Top 4 should be for us. Should be something that we should not just get in the top 4. But look, Chelsea right now with Arsenal and Spurs a little bit more consistent, Chelsea would be in trouble right now because Chelsea lost at home last week. They drew today. They're not that far away in 3rd place. But because Spurs and Arsenal have been both inconsistent with their results, they still find themselves because they've lost against Arsenal.
Chance. Yeah.
They lost last week. They drew today, man. They've 1 point in 3. That's 3rd in the league right now.
Mm.
Do you see what I mean? Like
Do you think
potentially
they could
Arsenal and
be?
Spurs should both be getting Champions League
Yeah.
football and knock them out, put them
Do
in
you think?
5th
Do you
spot.
think Chelsea could be brought back into it in the past 3 games?
They already are. They already are, man.
Like properly, like
Mate, if Arsenal win tomorrow, look how close they are. If Arsenal were in touching distance, then they are in touching
I didn't
distance.
realise they fell off the cliff that much because I mean I know they lost a few
Mate,
games.
if Arsenal win tomorrow, they go 1 point behind Chelsea. 1. They're already
Jesus
in it.
Christ.
They're already in it, man.
So we could nick 4th and Chelsea could fall to 5th or something.
And there's another 3 games to go, man. It's 9 points up for grabs. I know Chelsea have got the next 2 games at home, I know that. So that's their saving grace that they've got 2 games waiting. Who have they got? I've forgotten. They got Leicester City at home. They got the cup final obviously next week against Liverpool, and then they got Leicester at home, and then they got Watford at home.
67 points.
But football's a weird game of
No chance. But they're on 67 points, so
people say no chance, but I don't buy it, man. Leicester right now, they're out of the cup. Now they might, are they going to put their tools down? Or they
got Watford, haven't they? I think. Yeah.
Listen, you can never know because Watford are down. Forget it.
What do you think's happened to Chelsea? Because they were like title contenders earlier in the season.
There's a lot.
Do you think this whole Abramovich thing has thrown them as well?
Of course, man. There's a lot of it unsettles. It's unsettling, isn't it? I know it shouldn't affect. It shouldn't affect the football, but people are humans, man.
Yeah.
A lot of these players are thinking, "What's going on?" A lot of these players are talking about having no contracts. They have the contracts ripped up. They can, it's unsettling. Pre-Bosman. So your mindset, you start getting in contact with your agents. What's the situation? Find out. Do I need to start looking for a new club? Once you start having these thoughts in your head, if you're not
focused,
if you're not focused on the, you don't mean to, because of course when the players go out there and play football, they want to win the game, but it takes it's football's percentages, and then once you start losing a few percentages here and there, man, it's enough to make it a game. So,
and do you think, because if Chelsea just fall apart, do you think we have a chance next season to push on into like the top 3 at least? Because if they were to completely fall off the cliff,
Mr. Levy, over to you, man, because I think Man United are going to come big. Chelsea are going to spend big. Liverpool, already, man. They're probably looking already to improve their squad even more.
City,
Liverpool, City, and Chelsea are playing a league of their own. It's like,
but you say that, but Chelsea on 67 points, so they're kind of closer to us than
Yeah, but
they are to them
but
too.
now the consortium has come in. They've been bought out. Summer they're gonna readjust things for sure. They'll have the whole summer to sort things out, and then they will go again next season, man, because they have got a good team. Um, but they Liverpool and City are playing a league of their own. Then you got Chelsea just behind them, and then after that you got the rest of the pack. You got Leicester City will probably be back as well. West Ham, Liverpool, Spurs, Arsenal. Arsenal going to spend. They just confirmed the new Arteta signing contract. They're going to bring players in as well. It's on us. It's up to us. We got the best manager that we can possibly get for our team right now. After that, getting rid of Conte would mean that the next manager is a level lower. Whether we like it or not, it's not going to be the same level. So it's the best man is at the job. Is at the job right now. We have the right.
Possible, yeah.
He's the right character. He's the right man that we need at Spurs. We need somebody like that. Now we need a chairman and an ownership that would actually say, do you know what? We need to start investing in this football team. It's all on them, man. For me, has it all goes
Mm.
down to them. And this is a big summer for Spurs. One way or another, it's gonna
I
be a big
mean,
summer.
you say that, but we've been saying that every summer almost. I think for the past 10 years.
Well, we don't back him. We don't back him.
Yeah,
We lose the manager. It's as
yeah.
simple as
I
that.
think
We
with
don't back him.
Conte,
He walks.
I
He
think with
walks, and then
Conte, he'll make it pretty obvious if
yeah,
he's
of
not
course.
back, because he'll just walk.
He won't stand for that. But
Yeah.
we need someone like that. We don't need another yes man. Conte is anything but a yes man. He
Mm.
will not be bound down to anyone. And we, as a fan base, we need somebody like that in them. It's almost as if he's a fly on the wall in that case, because we know, by the way he responds to that, we will know exactly what's going on in there. If you've got a Graham Potter, which to me, with all due respect for the guy, he looks more of a yes man.
Mm.
That's someone. Do you know what I mean? He won't stand toe to toe in the way Conte
Yeah.
does. So he won't. I think he's a good manager with great ideas, but is he? This is. We need something more. I think the guys. Potter is good, but I don't think this what we aspire to. I don't aspire to a Graham Potter at the club, because that to me is telling me Europa places, conference level. That's the level that we're looking at, man, with someone like, because that's a better level than what Brighton is, with all due respect to Brighton. He will be challenged. He'll be playing he'll be having a team where he's expected push the top four, but Europa is fine, conference is fine. That kind of, and I'm thinking that's a better level than what he's used to already. So, but is that what we want? Or do we want a bit more? I want a bit more, Has.
Yeah. I mean, for me,
I,
Conte is the best manager I've seen in my
yeah,
lifetime. So, and he's only been here for what,
5
6 months?
months, man.
Yeah.
We need to back him, get the players that he wants,
Mm.
so we can really push on as a team. And I think man, the guy's a winner. If we have the best chances that we have of trophies, we stick with him and get the players in that we want. That's the best chance we have of winning an FA Cup or Carabao Cup or some
Anything.
sort of anything. Yeah, we have that without him here. And if we screw this up to go and get Graham Potter, it's done, man. It's done. That would be yeah.
I think we'll just collapse.
Yeah, then it'd be like a domino effect. Then Son will start looking at his situation.
Yeah.
Kane already know. Like, who knows if he hasn't already? That will all flag up if it doesn't already. Then Romero, and you start looking at the ambition of the team. The team will start looking at it thinking, "Where's this club going, man?"
Because
We, the
if Conte was to go,
three players that have come in from Italy, they've come in this team. They've come in for. I know Romero came in
Conte,
the summer,
yeah,
but
I know, but Conte,
Paratici brought him in. Yeah, so now Romero's here. If Conte goes, he will look. Romero will look at it. Bentek or Kulusevski to be like, right, what's happening here, man? And they've been Graham Potter, and they're looking at each other and being, yeah, with all due respect, I didn't come to play for this team without my manager being here. Now you're getting Potter in, or anybody, somebody alike. Where are we going with this? So you have to be careful, because it's a domino effect. It's a domino effect. And like I said, these players that we're talking about, they don't know us nothing. They're not from North London. They're not Spurs at the heart. They're here doing a job for a manager that they know is a serial winner. They've come in because of him and Paratici. Paratici's brought these players in because they know him from. Do you see what I mean? You take that out,
mm,
what these players here for, what they're fighting for. conference, Europa. Nah, man. Romero wants to be, regardless of what happens at Spurs, he's always got somebody out there.
We'll get him.
We'll get him, man, because a top. You're telling me like a Man City,
I mean, they might
Chelsea.
already be looking at him for
Yeah,
we know.
Man City's defense right now.
Yeah, yeah.
After what they did in against Real Madrid, home and away, conceding 3 goals, they could look at Romero and say, you know what? Yeah, man, we need to
We'll
maybe
have
look at
him.
that. Yeah, man, we'll have him and Dyer because they got to be better than what they got. Rodri, and who's the other one that had at the back? Laporte. Come on now, man. Look at that. Our defense is better than theirs. Facts. Let's talk facts.
Yeah.
Our defense, our centre backs are better than theirs.
I think for me, just to close it off, I think today kind of showed how much character. I hate using that word, but and resilience Conte's given us in such a short space of time.
5 months.
Yeah, he's given us like the players. I know Emerson ain't the best, Davies ain't the best, Dyer ain't the best, even the Sessignon ain't the best, but he's given them. Obviously, everyone's taken up on a level, but they seem to have more character, more fight with.
He's getting them to play at the best of their ability. Yeah. He can't squeeze that orange or lemon any more than what he currently
can't make Emerson do a decent cross. He tries.
He can't. He's like, mate, I can push him to as much as I can, but you know what? He can't do any more. That's the level. That's the level, mate. Do you know what I mean? You should be happy. You should be happy that I've been getting that before. Yeah, I've gotten to, mate. He give me. He goes. Imagine if we get better players in. Imagine what I could do with them. I can make it even more better. That's how you got to look at it. If you can do that with a bang average player, what could it do with someone who's half decent?
I mean, he's done that with Kulusevski.
Yeah, so, man. It's quite. Listen. The man. For me, you can question his, champagne football. You can question his pragmatism. You think to yourself, okay, look, he's cautious, he's pragmatic in his ways, he's a hardworking, wants his team to be a hardworking, it's not champagne football. You can argue the style, and I will be here listening to everybody saying to, you know what, you can argue it. No problem with that. You're thinking that it's not my cup of tea for the way that we play football. But as a fan, this is how I see it, is I'm willing to compensate a little bit of that if it means getting results, which he's able to do. We know that he's able to get results. And can he deliver trophies? I'm able to compensate a little bit of quality football, champagne football, if you like, that we're playing at the pots and winning, if it means that it results into trophies. He will do that for us, Has. That's why I'm backing him. And I'm also backing him because he won't bow down to anyone. And we need someone like that at the club.
We've needed someone like Conte for years, mate. I think for me, I mean,
he's the right man at the right time at Spurs.
I thought Mourinho was going to be like that, but
Jose was if you look at it, they're essentially doing the same thing.
I know, it's the only difference.
Mourinho
Mourinho
called out who the shit players were, who he needed to get rid of. He called them all out. The difference with Mourinho is it became a bit too toxic, and also the fact that the fans with Mourinho didn't get on board with him because of his Chelsea past. Conte's different. As soon as he came on board, we was all on board. With Mourinho, right from the off, the fans were like, I'm not sure. But this guy is at the top of his game. Mourinho was probably just a little bit over. That's it. But look, man, for me, we must stick with this guy, Has. I think it would be a travesty, man, if we don't.
I mean, if Conte leads, I'm probably going to give up.
I'll be gutted. I'll be gutted. I'll be honest with you. I'll be gutted because I feel like we've gone back another 10 steps and we would lose. We would go into a rebuild of just
crazy magnitude.
And the gap that's already there would just become even bigger. The top four would be even. Man United are going to come back strong next season, so that will be top four sewn up. And then you've got the Arsenal, West Ham, and then we'll be in that bracket there. So the top four will run away, and that will be it for you. Right now, we need to really. This is, like I said, I'll repeat it again, man. This is a big summer for us, and if we don't respond the way I hope, next season we're going to struggle even more. We be in those Europa Conference level team.
Okay. So I think I'm going to end the stream here now. I just want to ask people. So in the comments, can you let me know if you prefer an instant match reaction to me doing it like on another day? Because this was very raw. Not it was bad, but just let me know. And thanks for coming on again, Iggy. And
no problem
if you
at all.
don't, guys, don't subscribe to Tottenham Away, please go and do that now.
Cheers, man. Thank you.
I don't know how anyone would have not seen your channel before, but anyways, yeah. But if you haven't, go subscribe. And it's been great having you on. And come on, you Spurs.
Pleasure. Always. Come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, come on, you Spurs.